very difficult in a marriage to be forgiving, because, you know, people keep making the same mistakes over and over again. And sometimes it's, you know, having to forgive somebody for something that they did again after you told them never to do that again. That can be really hard to do. So it forces you to be more forgiving, and it also forces you to be more humble, because you know, your husband sees you at your worst, and there are many things that he has to forgive you for, and that's just sometimes very humbling to know that he's seen you, you know, just being really rotten, and to be able to let him forgive you for that, even though you really don't deserve it, is a, you know, a good experience.
In our relationship, whenever we've been angry at each other, there's always been a cooling down period. But I've always made it a point to come back and admit that I was wrong. And the important thing about that is to ask forgiveness and give forgiveness without question and to ask forgiveness and to give forgiveness without condition. Because I can say I'm sorry and be very humble about it. But I can also say, I'm sorry, but you know what? Weren't you wrong too? And that doesn't build up the relationship. Coming to the other person and humbly asking forgiveness, because that's what we need to do with God. If we go to God and say, I'm sorry for my sin, but you know what, I'm only human. We don't come to God and ask forgiveness with conditions. We just come and say, you know what, I messed up and I'm sorry and I need your forgiveness in order to make our relationship better. And that's what I believe makes our marriage stronger, is to come and ask that forgiveness without condition.
Matthew has really helped me to grow in our marriage with the forgiveness. I have a tendency to like to be right, and it is very difficult for me to apologize without condition, without excuse. And I want to hear, you know, well, you're right, honey, you were right. And that's not always the case, and I am not always right. And I need to come to terms with the things that I bring into our relationship that I shouldn't. And I need to take a good look at myself and change those things that are not who I need to be, that who God created me to be. And He has really challenged me, because He is so good at the forgiveness and the unconditional forgiveness, and just coming and saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong, and offering no excuses. So He's taught me many lessons in our marriage with that.
I'd say forgiveness has been essential to the success of our marriage. It seems to be at a core that whenever things get tough, you know, we need to be humble enough to ask for forgiveness and to give it. There's humility in giving forgiveness too, and even though it's difficult, we really do try to seek each other's forgiveness and to give it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and something that I think both of us have grown into is that if we have an argument or something like that, it doesn't seem to matter much anymore who we felt was wrong or whatever. We both kind of tend to go and say, look, I'm sorry we got into this argument, you know, and we're kind of quick to forgive. It's not always been that way, but it's grown into that over the years. But it's always been, it's very there's sort of I would almost describe it as a culture of forgiveness that that we try to maintain between us, and it makes us both feel kind of free to make a mistake, knowing that it's not going to be the end of everything. You know, that if you're used to forgiving someone and being forgiven, it's not so hard each time.
It gets easier every time.
Much easier.
Yeah.